Hello Jyotish patrons. Welcome to Jyotish Kasi's YouTube channel. This channel is meant for those who seek to lead an intelligent life balancing between free will and destiny. Do click on the subscribe button, the like button and the bell icon to enjoy more such useful videos in this channel. And yes, please do not forget to share this video with your friends and family. This is the fourth of the series of short videos on the significations of grahas or planets. As I mentioned in the previous video, in each of the short video I will give you an overview of one graha or planet. If you are a student of astrology, you may find it useful to further your knowledge, and if you are not an astrologer, you will find it useful when you are having a meaningful conversation with the astrologer. It can also help you in asking the right questions to your astrologer. As you know, in Vedic astrology, we consider 7 grahas: Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn, to unfold the karmas that are laid in a chart or a horoscope. Besides these 7 grahas, the northern and the southern lunar nodes Rahu and Ketu are also given the status of grahas in Vedic astrology, although they are not physical grahas or planets. They are the points of intersection of the paths of Sun and Moon as they move on the celestial sphere. The focus of this short video is Mercury. When you look at the significations of each graha, you can bring out in various segments. As usual, let us begin with Deva or God. The Deva incarnation of Mercury is Lord Buddha, which is incarnation of Lord Vishnu. The deity of Mercury is Vishnu. The general significations of Mercury include intellect, communication, commerce, discrimination, diplomacy, skin, speech, and figuratively an adolescent age. Mercury also represents living beings or jiva and flying creatures like birds. The immune system in your body is denoted by a balance among the composition of vata, pitta, and kapha. Mercury represents all 3 elements, vata, pitta, and kapha. From the perspective of human body, it represents the skin and hips. From a social status perspective, it represents the prince or an office of inherited virtue. It also represents Vaisyas or the business community in general. Mercury is also a representation of immaculate and clean clothing. Among colors, Mercury represents green. Directionally, Mercury represents the north. Among diseases, Mercury signifies disorders of the buddhi or intellect, brain, skin, and nerve disorders. It represents a distance of about 8 yojanas or 72 miles. Earth is the key element in Mercury, and Mercury also signifies mixed or varied flavors of taste. Mercury also signifies leaves, moonbeams, fruitless trees, small plants, wildflowers, roots of various kinds that are consumed as food or spice, root beer, carrot, parsnip, okra, nectarine, fruits and vegetables that are results of grafting or hybridization, like the tangelo. All these are significations of Mercury. Among geometric shapes, it represents the triangle, and among glands, it signifies sideways. Mercury also represents short height. Among metals and gemstones, it signifies brass and emerald, peridot, green tourmaline. The nature of Mercury is a natural benefic when left alone. If influenced in any way by a natural malefic in the horoscope, it turns to malefic, hence the term mercurial nature. Mercury personifies rational mind, logic, and speech. The numeric it represents is number 5, and the persuasion method that works best for Mercury is diplomacy or Veda. Among places, Mercury signifies sports places, places of business or transportation and communication, airports, post offices, telegraph stations, the World Wide Web, the Internet, accounting office, places where public but non-violent games are held or played, parks, playgrounds, publishing places, bookstores, libraries, public assemblies like the UN, etc. All these places are represented by Mercury. Mercury plays on the mental level. Among professions, Mercury signifies astrology, poetry, speaking, study, learning, writing, clerical work, teaching sacred knowledge, repetition of mantras, use of numbers, officiating as a priest, artisans, and others who require manual dexterity. And on the negative side, it also represents professions that resort to fraud, plagiary, counterfeiting, or other trickery. From a psychology point of view, Mercury signifies rationality, intellect, wit, cleverness, skill, dexterity, verbal and mental ability, shrewdness. And on the negative side, it represents aloofness, detachment, amorality, expediency, over intellectualization, difficulty in thought and communication. Among the 3 gunas, it represents Rajas. Mercury also signifies maternal uncle. Its sexual representation is neuter, and sexual union or partner is artisans. The temperament of Mercury is volatile and versatile. Now, having come full circle, knowing the significations of Mercury, how would you really use it? Well, what you do is essentially analyze the strength and stability of Mercury in a horoscope and apply each of the signification to what it represents in the horoscope. Let us take a simple example. You know that Mercury signifies intellect, speech, and rational thinking. If Mercury in the horoscope is strong and stable, the person is likely to be a logical thinker with sharp intellect and well spoken with a sense of wit. Someone who does not interrupt a speech, but from whom you probably like to hear more in a conversation. He or she will be always wearing immaculately clean clothing with a princely appearance, perhaps. Mercury in the area of the self of the horoscope will also give you a short stature in height to the person. If strong Mercury is in the professional area of the horoscope, the person very likely is a successful trader, a very successful businessman, a respectable position in literacy, learning, mathematics, writing, or oratory professions. He or she is probably a very successful sports person or perhaps a sound astrologer. The reverse could also be true if Mercury in the chart is weak or unstable. For example, if you see an afflicted Mercury in the area where you read about the self in the horoscope, then the native is likely very childish in nature, with a repulsive speech, may mask his ignorance and pretend to know it all, could be involved in some shady business like counterfeiting, etc., and maybe a deceptive conman. In the area of body, an afflicted Mercury can give skin disorders, mental disorders, and nerve disorders that will most likely surface during the dasha or bhukti of Mercury. You need to pay particular attention to all the significations of Mercury if the individual is running a Mercury dasha or bhukti, because that is when the karmas being unfolded by Mercury will begin to surface prominently in the life of the individual. So you see, slowly and steadily, you begin to apply the significations of the graha to the chart and steadily begin to unfold various aspects of the individual, his or her nature, intellectual capacity, education, speech, tone of the skin, appearance, etc. As you progress in the study of significations of grahas, you will learn to combine the significations of each graha and knit them together to get the true and full picture of the horoscope. It's very important to note that there are multitude of combinations that you need to consider and layers of analysis that you need to perform before arriving at a probable conclusion about the nature of the individual, his or her education, intellect, health, emotions, relationships, professions, career, finances, etc. The significations of the graha is a stepping stone in this journey of amazing discovery, foresight of human life that's well balanced between destiny and free will. In my next video, I will give you an overview of the signification of Jupiter. Live intelligently and seek astrological guidance to do so. I hope you enjoyed this short video. Please do press the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon, and continue to enjoy such short and useful videos. And yes, please do not forget to share this video with your friends and family. Cheers until then. Thank you.